JP, thanks for joining me here. Uh, Let me know where you guys are coming from. Kind of interested. It's coffee hour here right now, so I got my coffee pretty early for Saturday. I think it's at 9 a.m., so it's kind of early to talk technology on a Saturday morning. But I know a lot of people take this time early in the morning or late in the evening to do some studying, work on some certifications, or work on something new. And I did lower the music, so the actually stopped it, but hopefully you guys don't hear it anymore. But what I really wanted to talk through in this live, and we'll take some time to also hear what other people think and what their experience is like, is going through a change in what we do with our tech careers, right? So, JP, thanks for joining from the UK. So it's uh, what evening over there for you or afternoon? Thank you. And I did put a couple of slides together, just kind of talk through visually what I'm going through with this network automation journey that I want to go through. And we'll switch between having a discussion and going through slides. I don't want to bore you with slides, but just wanted to share kind of what I had thought through in the last week or two. And what I've got here is a plan where I want to go from not knowing much about scripting and network automation and trying to figure this out, right? And so, why even go through network automation? And for years, many years, I avoided Python. I think over 5 years now. And I was trying to do it a long time ago. I wrote a couple scripts to do some things, but then I took a long pause. So of course, with anything, when you don't practice what you're trying to do, you end up forgetting some of that. And I'm sure that kind of falls in line with a lot of technology things. As we don't use a technology, we tend to forget, right? But with network automation, I held off for a while, and then one night my daughter asked me to teach her how to code. I just had a book for kids where I was trying to teach my son at the time, when he was younger, to code, and he just didn't really get into it. But then my daughter, I think she took a class. Um, she took a class back in at school called Coding Club. Didn't do much coding from what my daughter told me, but I wanted to help continue that for her. And so then when it came to having discussions with people, I just got inspired by other folks who discussed their networking automation journey and what they're doing with network automation. And so that's what kind of changed my mind about this is, having avoided it for the last 5 years, I didn't need network automation. And I feel like with recent projects, uh, that's kind of changed. Like there are certain things with a project where I feel like, okay, maybe a Python script might help here, or some form of network automation might be able to help speed things up and check for certain things for what I'm looking for. And so that inspiration came again from my daughter, and then a conference that I went to where I had this discussion with somebody about their network automation journey, because they provided some use cases of what they're doing. And so that really got me thinking about those different ideas, and that really inspired me to go, okay, if you're able to do that, and it took you just a few years to learn Python, and then integrate it with your workflow, then maybe I can possibly do the same thing, because their network engineers were very much hardcore network engineers, and they had to pick this up and learn it, and then they integrated it and now have a fully running network automation. And that's where that curiosity kind of sparked. So first it was my daughter. So I was at this conference, the conference I'm talking about, and I came home one evening after the conference. Then my daughter came with her laptop and the coding for Python, coding for kids Python book, and she had her laptop. She was like, "Hey, can you teach me how to code?" And I was like, "Okay." Kind of shocked by it because she wasn't into coding before, and I thought that was great. And then it, it's now turning into something that I could learn and build a competency around. And one of the things of me doing this live is to just try to lab it and study in live and really nail it down. And it kind of forces me to learn it. And so for the last few days, me and my daughter have started learning. And so on my next video or live stream, I will start going into an actual kind of lab environment. And so this will increase what I know already from network and Wi-Fi engineering. I want to build upon that. And I strongly feel that as someone who wants to do network automation, you really have to have a strong fundamentals built out in networking, because how are you going to figure out what to automate if you don't know networking? And I feel that the automation piece only really builds upon that. And part of that automation too, with the scripting and Python and whatever code you want to use, or programming language you want to use, it will only lead into even AI discussions. And I think that is very early on, but people will probably be able to build their own uh, network automation that also involves AI, and be able to really this AI can really help them understand their network. And so that's kind of where that competence and consistency will lead to, is having this consistent showing up, practicing, labbing, and putting it to use.